so happy to have you here. You guys especially. Thank you for coming.
The mic is mainly for the stream,
Yeah.
but it does help, so I don't have to scream. So this is the Odiaga project. The whole idea behind this was to start incorporating, or rather mixing, traditional Afro-Peruvian music with some elements of Black American music, which includes more structured improvisation and includes more structured song forms, whereas the evolution of like jazz and swing and bebop and stuff has kind of had a lot of influence from European song forms. So over the decades, it has pretty much become standardized, right? You have like AABA song forms, or like AAB when it comes to a blues. But when it comes to Afro-Peruvian music, there's a lot of this let's listen to what the singer is going to do element that will shape the direction of the song. So you might have sections that will repeat, 3-4 times, or maybe even 5 times, which is odd numbers, which is not something you often see in Black American music, right? It's a bit more, just in American music in general, it's a lot more structured. So the idea behind this was to pretty much create that structure. It was very difficult for obvious reasons, because there's a lot of floating around and you're like, where should we go next? What makes the most sense? But I think that this is a great start, and there's people that I've looked at their work. There's incredible musicians in Chicago, in New York, and even in Peru and in Florida that I look towards as influence and inspiration and guidance. So this is going to be essentially my approach to the same theme. The first song it's gonna be really mild. This is gonna be a lot of landos, which is a Peruvian genre. You can think of it in 12/8 if you're musically inclined. You can also think of it in 4, or you can think of it in 6, or even in 3. I said a lot of numbers. That's good luck to you. If you're, she's an accountant. My girlfriend's an accountant, so like I know she's got it. But everybody else out there, good luck to you. That is the element of the African diaspora. Like that is the influence that still remains to this day, which you're able. It's very rhythmic. It's triplet. It's dual time. It's like it's gonna go back and forth. Sometimes you're gonna feel like, oh, that's clearly 4. Sometimes you're gonna think, oh my God, that's clearly 6. And then you're gonna be like, how did we get to 12? And you're gonna go, wait, no, that's 4 again. It's all the same. You're just gonna feel it in different places, and that's the whole point. So without further ado, thank you for coming out. I think it's going to be a great show. First song is titled Samba Malato. This is a David Pinto arrangement. It's on the Susana Baca album. David Pinto is an incredible bassist that actually resides here in the Bay. So this is my transcription of that arrangement with a couple variations here and there for the sake of, like I said, structure of form. Thank you. So this song featured on guitar Junhong Jung, and on drums Colin Douglas, please. You will be hearing from Kevin Silveida on bass later on. Actually, in this song, which is titled Landología, which means the study of Landó, in English would be landology, right? This was written by a Peruvian guitarist who I believe is now currently residing in South Florida. His name is Richie Sellon, one of the many influences and sources of information that I've been able to pull from. And this is a blues. This is just an American blues, but written in the Landó style. So it's gonna feel a little wonky until you get used to it, and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, this is great. So here we go. Thank you. I'm just making sure I go to the correct song next. So I just gotta keep my phone active. This next tune was. This one was. I'm trying to remember the correct history for this, but this was a song written by Chabuca Granda, who was probably one of Peru's most best-known composers. Not the only one. There's many others, but I would say maybe she was. A lot of people would say the best known. I believe this song was written. The melody came second. It was a poem originally. I'm not remembering who wrote the poem, and that's on me. You can throw tomatoes later on. But this song is titled Maria Landó. It's based on a poem. The melody came after. I don't believe Chabuca Granda ever actually recorded this song. So this version comes from Susana Baca as well, which this concert is pretty much dedicated to her as an homage for all the influence, the mentoring, the inspiration that she's given me over the years. And this is the third song in the set. We still have 2 songs after this. We're going to take a quick break after that. But the second set's going to definitely be just as good as the first one. I promise. So this song's going to be a little challenging at the beginning because you're going to think that the downbeat is being played. The downbeat is the downbeat. It's the first thing, boom, first note, it's usually the downbeat. It's not. But that's the magic of this song, and it took me so long to figure that out. It wasn't until maybe 15 seconds to 20 seconds to the song as I'm doing a transcription that I realized, oh my God, I've been looking at this entirely wrong. And that's probably my favorite part about the song is that the guitar is just confusing at the beginning. That's all I can say about that. Maria Landó. Could I ask you if you could get my water bottle, please? Man, it's hot in here. Yeah, so that song, the Landau pattern comes. You can think of it as one long measure, boom, check, boom, boom, check, boom, one. Right, that's the whole pattern. Thank you so much. Or you can think of it in two, like broken up. So boom, check, boom, boom. That's the first half. Check, boom, boom. Boom, check, boom, boom. Chiku, chiku, one. Right. So it's either one long thing, or two in two chunks. And so what this song did was the arrangement that this is off of. It has to work in two, right? And so what we get at one point in the song is a 3-bar phrase, which cuts the pattern, the drum pattern, what makes Landau Landau, in half. And so a lot of people who are purists are like, nah, you can't do that. It's not it. It's like a bump. But it's like, well, I mean, people put raisin in their mac salad. Like, you can do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Like, you can get away with a lot. So that was a little difficult to do when I used to play with some purists who were, again, great masters, but it was just this little hump that it was kind of difficult to get over, right? That's another little fun fact about that song. The next one we're going to play is La Flor de la Canela, which means cinnamon flower. This one is just a waltz. It's going to feature Junhong again on guitar. And it's a pretty straightforward melody. It switches between a minor tonality and major tonality. So it kind of goes between sad and happy, right? And it's a very... The lyrics are obviously missing because this is all instrumental. But my goal is to still show the emotion of the song and try to deliver the message, even though there are no lyrics. And we do that by using dynamics, by inflections, by volume increases, by bringing it down, by certain stylistic and arranging choices that will help us fulfill those ideas, right? So this is another song written by Chabuca Granda, titled La Flor de la Canela. for those watching at home, thank you. We're going to do one more song in this set, and we're going to take a quick break after this. This song is by Carlos Soto de la Colina, otherwise known as Caitro Soto. It's titled Toro Mata, and a lot of people say that Toro Mata is its own genre of music. And I think, I haven't done an in-depth analysis of this, but I would say just on the stuff that I've done so far is that the guitar style, the comping and the melodies, as well as the bass playing, differ from what you would hear in a landau, for example. So it's gonna sound very similar, but I think it's those small key differences that kind of define the genres, right? This is gonna be a fun tune. This is a fun tune. This is my own personal arrangement. This is a standard in Afro-Peruvian music. So there's multiple different versions. I just grabbed the intro guitar line, which is an iconic guitar line, blended the melody in there, wrote a harmony, which also exists as part of the original song, and then I added a little B section of my own to kind of add a little break in between the melodies and between the solos. So that's what you'll hear. And then it's also going to feature Junhong on guitar. It's going to feature Kevin Silveida on bass, and of course me on saxophone. So thank you again for coming out. This is Toro Mata. We're gonna take a very quick break, and we'll be back for a second and also interesting set. Thank you.
Sebastian Pinillos, thank you so much. The door's locked, so thank you.
Just to hydrate, essentially.
Yeah, it's the thing to do. Beautiful.
I am ready. In the words of SpongeBob SquarePants, I'm ready. How inconsiderate, buying a book in a bookstore. Get more, get more, get another one. So add some, So we're gonna get started with the second set. And again, thank you for purchasing a book. Truly, Bird and Beckett is an incredible institution here in San Francisco, and it's always a pleasure and an honor being able to play here. It kind of like Ground Up Music Festival in South Florida. There's definitely a lot of music that is shown here and given a stage that might not fall under the mainstream, and it does allow a wide range of audiences to listen to things that they might have never heard before, just to quench their curiosities. And I think San Francisco is a place where a lot of people can do what they want to do in a good and positive way, and there's always going to be a crowd that is going to support that. And that's exactly how I feel playing this type of music, being living in South Florida for most of my life. I definitely did not feel like I had opportunities like these to play stuff that, I mean, I could have played it. Would it have been well received? No. So with that being said, I'm very glad I'm living in the Bay, San Francisco, and the East Bay, and I'm very happy to be in California. We're going to get started with the only festejo in this whole whole concert night. This is a blues written by Charlie Parker, saxophonist Charlie Parker. It's titled Au Privav, but I rewrote it as a festejo, so I changed the rhythm of the melody to fit the pattern. And if you don't know what festejo means, it means party, it means celebration, it means to celebrate. And that's exactly what the music is used for. Most of the lyrics tend to be happy. It tends to be dance music. Think of like, well, I don't want to compare it to anything else really because it's its own thing. But it's very up. It's very high tempo. It's nothing like the first set. So it's going to be a very strong start for this one. So I also like the idea of blending two different styles of music, right? So like I said, you can kind of have a Brazilian song and play it as with a funk beat, right? So you maintain the originality of the melody, but you change the groove, right? So that's one way of mixing music. Another way of doing it is what I did here, which is having a Peruvian rhythm and an American song melody, and I rewrote the melody to fit into the Peruvian rhythm, right? So there's a couple of different approaches to fusion and to blending different styles. Au Privav is a blues. It's going to feel fun and jumpy, and it should make you kind of do one of these, Back to slow music. I do have some originals that are festejo, and I was able to perform them last year, but I decided that I wanted to rework them a little bit, and I haven't really been able to find the right direction that I want to take. I think it would require a much bigger band, because I was playing Barry. I have a song that's like Barry, trumpet, trombone, and it's just instruments that are not native to this music, right? Because this is not instrumental. Everything you're listening to tonight is lyric based, except that last song. That one's definitely an instrumental because it's not from Peru. So that's part of the challenge, right? Is how do you transfer a melody with words so powerful to an instrument, and what would be the equivalent of, like I said earlier, kind of, sharing that same energy that lyrics would give you without lyrics. So that's part of the challenge. This next song is titled Fina Estampa, and it's also a waltz, like La Flor de la Canela, and it was written by, you guessed it, Chabuca Granda. This song is about a horse rider, to put it in very simple terms, but it's an elegant horse rider. It's a gentleman. There's this thing we have called caballos de paso, which are used in our national dance, which is la marinera, which is you have a barefoot woman dancing with the horse that's being used by the man, right? So it's this a very intricate dance, and there's such poise and royalty to the writer that a song was written about him, and it speaks about how the flowers in his hat adorn his face and how he smells like magnolias at one point, the lyrics speak on, and it's beautiful lyrics. And so I keep mentioning the challenge of trying to share that intensity of the words through an instrument, and I hope that I'm doing a good enough job. So here's Fina Estampa. one of the next two songs is gonna make me cry, just because of the what it means to me and how long it took me to learn it, and something that's extremely important that I need to mention this is that this music was not developed in writing. This music was developed vocally, right? So it's not like someone sat down and said, tick, 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 I'm gonna write this is gonna be the chord here, and we're gonna do that. Oh, yep, mathematically, right? The way European music is made, the way classical music is made. This wasn't made like that. This has a history, a tradition of it being vocal, a tradition of me singing to someone what I want them to play, and them using their ears and their abilities to play that back to me or sing it back to me. So it's this interplay of vocal and physical percussion, and I mean physical because you're using your body to play percussion, right? Not actually like tapping on your chest, although that does exist. So everything that I've written here, the way that I've approached this, it's not the traditional way that you would usually learn this type of music. So these are only approximations. And it is very important for us to recognize that, because otherwise we're essentially going to pigeonhole this music, where you would find something and say, oh, well, that doesn't happen on beat 4. It happens on the 16th note off of 4. It's like, it's not, it's up to the listener, right? Some people might interpret it as a triplet. Some person might interpret it as a 16th note. Somebody might interpret it as an 8th note. So these are all approximations, and that's another challenge in formatting this and kind of trying to standardize this in a way that I can just give the music to the guitar player and say, hey, learn this. But if he doesn't listen to the music, he's not going to learn it just by reading what's on the paper, right? It's not precise. It's not mathematical. There's a lot of push and pull. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. With that in mind, we're going to do, I think we're gonna do one more song. We're going to close out with Negra Presuntuosa. And that's probably the song that's going to make me cry. And the reason why I mentioned that is because I wrote out as best as I could what Susana Baca sings. And in rehearsal earlier, I decided to just not look at the music and listen to how the melody fits over what the band is playing. And that is when it fit best. This is an Andres Soto composition. This is a Susana Baca arrangement of a song titled Negra Presuntuosa. One more time on guitar, that's Junhong. Jung, please. On bass tonight, Kevin Silveida. And on drums, Colin Douglas. My name is Sebastian. This is the Odiago project. Sometimes goes by Sebastian Pinillos, Afro-Peruvian Quartet. It goes by many names. If you see Odiago project at any point throughout San Francisco, I can promise you that you will never know what I'm gonna play. I might do funk, I might do this, I might do Latin, I might do swing, and that's why it's kind of project, because I'll just mess around depending on the stage. But tonight, this was purposeful, and thank you again for joining us, and thank you, Eric, for having us one more time. We will see you maybe next year. We'll see. Have a great night. Thank you. Thank you to the band, and have a great night.
Recording exists, it's up there, so please pass it around, pass the word, and as people start tuning into Sebastian wherever he does what he does. So we're very pleased to be here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Gorgeous music, gorgeous musicianship, wonderful, gorgeous audience. Thank you so much. Tom, thank you for putting that out in the world. Tom Massage.
Oh, yes, please. Thank you so much for sound and for audio.
All right.
There's got to be
tomorrow.
There's got to be a book in here about Peru sound bag.
There's got to be.